Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Chaos Lair. Of course, I'm Chris Chaos with your SmackDown 411 for March the 28th, 2017. Now, of course, the go-home show, the ultimate go-home show for Mania this Sunday. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. They started off the show better than what they did last night. Last night, I complained about the women starting off the show. Thought, going into Mania, they need the punch. They need to start off the show hot with fire, and they did it tonight with Shane and with AJ with a major storyline. One of actually SmackDown's major storyline, because this is overshadowing the WWE title. But they started it off with something that hooked people, which the women really wasn't able to do, I don't think, effectively last night. Again, the performance added a whole lot to tonight over last night. That's why I think SmackDown was a way better show than Raw, because of the performance, not just because of, how it was set up. The women tonight, I thought, was a little long. I mean, they had, 3 segments, 4 if you count Becky Lynch's entrance. Becky versus Carmella turns into, because Nikki and Alexa were on commentary, again with the 5-person booth, and they didn't add anything to commentary, by the way. They basically shifted focus from the match to show them getting into a brawl to get into the ring. We go to commercial, they come back as a tag match, Becky and Nikki versus Alexa and Carmella. They wrestle one segment, Natty's music hits, we go to commercial. We come back from commercial, Natty's on commentary. More talking heads on commentary. It's too much. It's too much. The women are on commentary way too much on SmackDown. I have to point that out. But they are trying to tell a story. The story tonight was the return of Naomi. I'm glad Naomi was back, and I'm glad that she came back tonight, other than waiting until WrestleMania. Excuse me, I actually said it. Until Mania for her to come back, because with them being placed where they are on the card on Sunday, because we already know that match is taking place on the first hour of the pre-show. That's not even on USA Network, which you would think that they would do. It puts them in a bind where probably not everybody is going to be seated. There might be almost everybody in the building, in that freaking huge stadium that they're packing this out for, but not every eye is going to be on this match. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people aren't even going to watch the pre-show. I doubt that I'll even watch the first hour of the pre-show. I don't know. I'm going to my buddy's house to watch it. I don't know what he's got planned. I don't know when I'm going. I don't know if we got to prep food. Because we're grilling. There's a bunch of stuff I don't know. Normally, I wouldn't watch the pre-show. I don't watch pre-shows. For Mania, I might. Depends on if I'm there and he has it on. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it, because I think anybody, they're going to have, this is going to be an 8-hour freaking show like it was last year. I don't know who has 8 hours to devote to one show in one sitting. This makes me not even ever want to go to WrestleMania if they're going to be this long. But I digress. Naomi, she returned from her injury. She looked good. Looked like she was moving around okay. The knee was fine. It looked like that hurricanrana that she hit on the stage, it's very risky from coming back from an injury to do something like that, just right out of the gate. And Natty sold it beautifully, I thought. Miz TV. The whole Total Bellas bullshit stuff is just phenomenal. I laughed. I was watching Twitter. Twitter was laughing. I didn't see one thing on Twitter. It may have been going a little too fast for me to read everything, but I didn't see anybody complaining about it other than they don't like The Miz. Cena finally comes out, and basically he just cuts Miz's balls off. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade, and that's what it was. And if he cuts Miz's balls off, then he hands them to Maurice, and then he knocks them out of her hand. Because he goes after Miz, and then goes after her, and I hated the direction of it. But I understand it. Cena is here in the pecking order, and Miz is down here. It is what it is, and you don't have to like it, and I didn't like it either. And I'm sure a lot of talking heads, just like myself, are getting online either now or tomorrow or whenever, and gonna talk about it and say how bad it was. I get it. It was a bad look. I thought Miz really should have laid Cena out, especially after all that, but it's not the Miz's character. The Miz is the ultimate heel. He takes all of this in, and he does what heels do, and he retreats. A lot of people don't like it. I respect it because it's old school, and I have that old school mentality. I can't kick it. But, again, going into Mania, because we all know that Cena's going to win, I wish it wouldn't have ended the way it did, but regardless. The 10-man tag was just basically a time filler. Mojo wins and should be, by the way, on the short list of guys to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal this Sunday at Mania, which also is on the pre-show, which I can better understand, but it's actually going to be on USA, so there you go. I'm very disheartened, that's the word I'm looking for, that the Usos aren't defending the tag titles. But what really are you going to do? You could do them versus American Alpha. Pre-show, that would have been fine. And I would be willing to be a fan of if they wanted to switch that around last minute and put that rematch on the pre-show first thing. Right out of the gate. And then they can be in the Andre Battle Royal later on. I don't care. It's not like some of these guys haven't worked 2 matches before. Listen, when I wrestled, there was a night that I wrestled 4 times for like 30 people because it was a monster storm out and nobody came to the building. No wrestlers showed up either, which was another thing. But anyway, they can do it. If I can do it, they can do it. Bray Wyatt versus Luke Harper, we kind of knew how that was going to play out. I do like the new look for Luke Harper, being that he's not a Wyatt family now, and it's, whatever. I hate that the Orton-Wyatt story hasn't had the magnitude behind it that AJ and Shane's had. But, it just is what it is at this point. There's not really a lot of bitching and complaining we can do. WrestleMania is what it is. It's Sunday, and there's not a lot of things that's going to change. I mean, really anything that's going to change between now and Sunday. So, we just have to get over it and just try. Because that's what I'm going to do, is try to enjoy the show. Me and the crew and some family from one of the members of the crew. But anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, this is what we have left waiting us on Sunday. So, I think it was a better show. I really, really do hope, and I pray that Sunday shows out to be a way better show than what I'm expecting. But I'm really expecting this to go down in Mania history as one of the worst Manias ever. Prove me wrong. And the guys can do it. On paper, it looks awful. But who knows? Who knows how it's going to end up? I guess we will all find out on Sunday. For me, I'll be here. I'll be back tomorrow or Thursday, probably with a couple of little tidbits, things that I'm thinking about going into the show. Have my predictions up on Friday. I will also do a predictions for NXT. And I want to do a Hall of Fame video and talk about the Hall of Fame. Try to get that to you as well this week. For now, deuces. Chaos out.